This week on Smart Lagos, Lagos moves to promote orderly growth with the presentation of land allocation letters to 98 communities in the Lekki corridor. The state government pays over 3.1 billion naira in compensation to project-affected property owners. Public servants receive specialized training to prepare for the implementation of Nigeria's new tax regime, while a new cohort of the Public Service Accelerator Program begins its journey to building a more innovative and efficient civil service. Also, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu received Babcock University's Leadership and Service Award in recognition of his contributions to governance. Stay with us for this and more on Smart Lagos. I am Joy Ken Abakpoya.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. We begin with a major step towards planned and inclusive development in the Lekki corridor as the Lagos State government presents land allocation letters to 98 communities in Itaomu and adjoining areas of Sango-Tedo. Let's take a look at the report. Presenting the allocation letters to representatives of the 98 beneficiary communities at the Itaomu Link Bridge in Sango-Tedo, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the initiative follows the acquisition of over 16,300 hectares of land under the New Towns Development Authority for housing, infrastructure, and other public development projects. He said the objective is to build well-planned communities where residents can live, work, and grow their businesses in a sustainable environment.
I therefore urge you in turn to continue to work with government and the relevant agencies to ensure that the development in this area is orderly, is sustainable, and is beneficial to present and future generations. To present and future generations. I therefore want to commend the Lands Bureau, the New Town Development Authority, the Office of the Surveyor General, the Office of the Head of Service, the Lagos State House of Assembly, all of our consulting firms, and all stakeholders whose individual and collective professionalism, patience, and commitment have brought this project to this stage. Let me also commend our local government authorities and of course all our community leaders, traditional rulers, religious leaders in all of these communities. Let me now make it clear that the presentation of these letters is not the end of the journey. It is certainly the beginning of a phase in which planning must translate into tangible development.
Permanent Secretary Land Bureau thanked the communities for their cooperation and sacrifice, noting that the initiative would unlock greater socio-economic opportunities and accelerate development across the area.
I congratulate all the beneficiaries and would also like to encourage you all to continue working hand in hand with the state government to ensure the successful implementation of the development plan for this area.
The project area covers approximately 16,300 hectares and is being developed in two phases. Phase 1 comprising 6,300 hectares and phase 2 comprising 10,000 hectares of land.
Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, the Onibeju of Ibeju-Lekki, Oba Razak Olasukomi, appealed to the government to ensure the new town integrates both residential and commercial facilities. The land allocation is expected to fast-track the implementation of the new town development scheme, laying the foundation for orderly urban expansion, improved infrastructure, and sustainable economic growth across the Lekki corridor.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. The Lagos State government is also demonstrating its commitment to equitable development by compensating property owners affected by public infrastructure projects across the state. Here's the details. As Lagos continues to expand its road network and other critical infrastructure, the state government says it remains committed to ensuring that property owners affected by public projects receive fair and lawful compensation.
Today's event further underscores the consistency of this administration in fulfilling its statutory obligation to citizens whose properties and interests have been affected by the public infrastructural projects.
Presenting compensation checks worth 3.1 billion naira to 331 project-affected persons in Alausa, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the payment was in line with the Land Use Act, which guarantees fair compensation for properties acquired in public interest. He explained that the affected lands were acquired for strategic road and infrastructure projects aimed at improving connectivity, reducing travel time, and stimulating economic growth across the state, while assuring beneficiaries that every legitimate claimant would receive compensation in line with due process.
And so we see every claim that have been verified through a due process. They've done enumeration, we've done professional valuation, and we've confirmed the titles. And so we're ensuring that compensation reaches the rightful owners and no one else. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I close, let me re-emphasize that we're not just simply acquiring land to build infrastructure. We're building trust and we're laying the foundation for the Lagos of tomorrow. And I'm certain that together we shall continue to build a greater Lagos that would work for all of us. It is therefore now my honor and a privilege to formally present these compensating checks to all of our project-affected persons.
Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, the Adeboruwa of Igbogbo Kingdom, Oba Semuyudeen Orimadegun Kasali, expressed appreciation to the state government for fulfilling long-standing compensation commitments and reaffirmed the support of the affected communities for the continued development of Lagos State.
Mr. Governor, the exercise was carried out in the year 2016. I was just about a year on the throne, and we had expected that, well, it will go smoothly, but the other way, God's destined it. But we continue to give glory to God Almighty for everything that He has done for us in Lagos State.
The compensation exercise underscores the Lagos State government's commitment to delivering critical infrastructure while ensuring fairness, transparency, and respect for the rights of citizens affected by development projects.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. As Nigeria prepares to implement a new tax regime, Lagos is equipping its public workforce with the knowledge and skills required to drive the reforms effectively. Let's see how the training unfolded. The two-day training, organized by the Ministry of Establishment and Training in collaboration with its partners, is designed to deepen participants' understanding of the new tax reforms. Commissioner for Establishments and Training, Afolabi Ayotayo, said the program will strengthen the capacity of public officers to interpret and implement the provisions of the new law.
The recent tax reforms mark a significant milestone in our nation's economic journey. As public servants, it is our responsibility to understand the strategic implication of the new Nigerian tax law and ensure that our institutions remain compliant, transparent, and efficient. Everybody was afraid when we wanted to cross to this new year that they start deducting from our accounts, and Nigerians, we normally plan against something that we are aware of. But I haven't seen any changes, so maybe tax people will have noticed it anyway. I wish to sincerely appreciate His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, whose administration continues to invest in capacity building and human capital development. Through continuous learning, Lagos State is strengthening a professional public service capable of delivering excellent services. Our collaboration with PricewaterhouseCoopers demonstrates the value of partnerships between government and the private sector in delivering world-class learning experiences. I therefore encourage every participant to engage actively, ask questions, and translate the knowledge gained into improved workplace performances. At the end of these 2 days, I expect every participant to become an ambassador of tax awareness. Together, let us continue to build a smarter, more resilient, and future-ready public service.
Panelists at the event, including the Special Advisor to the Governor on Taxation and Revenue and the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Establishments and Training, stressed the importance of continuous capacity building, digital innovation, and professionalism in ensuring the successful implementation of the new tax reforms.
Mr. Governor has approved the integration between local government and state government. It means that you begin to see one identity service for everybody.
You must be analytical in your thinking. You must pay attention to details. Only global-minded civil servants must work in Lagos State.
Participants described the training as timely and insightful.
In the course of this 2 days training, I've been able to understand that Lagos being a global city, we need to harmonize our tax system.
Now I'm being enlightened as an information officer, and I have the responsibility to further enlighten people as to the do's, the don'ts, the nitty-gritty of the new tax law.
The training is expected to enhance the capacity of public servants to support effective tax administration and strengthen public sector governance in Lagos State.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. Developing a world-class public service remains a priority for the Lagos State government as a new cohort of the Public Service Accelerator Program begins its leadership and innovation journey. Our next report has more. The second cohort of the Public Service Accelerator Program, launched by the Lagos State government, is part of efforts to strengthen leadership capacity and build a new generation of innovative, agile, and globally competitive public servants. Represented by the head of service, Bode Aguru, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the program was established to nurture future leaders capable of sustaining excellence in governance, noting that participants from the inaugural cohort are already driving reforms and innovation across the state civil service.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the second cohort of the Lagos State Public Service Accelerator Program, PSAP. Congratulations on your selection and for taking this important step towards personal growth and public service excellence. Your inclusion in this program reflects not only your potential, but also our confidence in your ability to contribute meaningfully to the transformation of the Lagos State Public Service. PSAP is more than a training initiative. It is a strategic investment in building a new generation of public servants who are equipped to lead, innovate, and deliver impactful results. Since the launch of the maiden cohort, we have witnessed encouraging outcomes, with participants championing reforms, sharing knowledge, and fostering a culture of collaborative and continuous learning. This achievement reaffirms our belief that lasting transformation begins with the people. Our administration remains committed to the Themes Plus agenda, and the strength of our public service is central to achieving our vision for a more prosperous and inclusive Lagos.
Commissioner for Establishments and Training, Afolabi Ayotayo, described the initiative as a leadership development platform that equips officers with the skills needed to meet the demands of a modern public service.
It is designed to challenge your existing frameworks, introduce you to the latest in global governance best practices, and equip you with the emotional intelligence and analytical skills required to navigate an increasingly complex administrative landscape. I want to emphasize that the Ministry of Establishment and Training is committed to ensuring that your learning journey is backed by an enabling environment. We are actively refining our competency frameworks to ensure that your career progression is tied to the expertise that demonstrate and the value you add. When you finish the program, you will not just be returning to your desk, you will be returning as catalyst of institutional renewal.
It is about embedding systems, behaviors, and ethics that guarantee the delivery of high-quality services to our citizens, regardless of the challenges we may face.
Delivering the keynote address titled Embedding Excellence, Leadership for Sustainable Public Service, Commissioner 2 of the Lagos State Teaching Service Commission, Abiodun Bangboye, urged participants to embrace innovation and accountability.
Understand that your choice is not just only conscious, it is deliberate. And it is to ensure that the system outlives everybody.
We expect full participation in all the sessions, timely completion of your assignments and online courses, MDA visitation, team building sections, and also active engagement in your group activities.
I encourage all of you, each and every one of you, to approach this program with an open mind. Learn from one another, challenge yourselves, build lasting professional relationships, and most importantly, remember that leadership is not defined by title or position.
The program is expected to produce a new cadre of public service leaders equipped to drive innovation, strengthen governance, and deliver more efficient public service in line with the Lagos State Government's development agenda.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. The journey of the Sanwo-Olu administration has now been captured in pictures with the unveiling of Against All Odds, a photographic chronicle of some of Lagos's defining moments. Here's the report.
His lenses were never out of focus as he took hundreds of shots. He went the extra mile to get candid pictures of what Robert Draper describes in his essay, The Power of Photography as the Epic Shot.
Very, very important book after the count of 3. I start. 1, 2, 3.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in history, we present to you Sanwo-Olu Against All Odds.
The Coffee Table book, authored by the governor's official photographer Ademola Olaniro, captures key moments from Governor Sanwo-Olu's first term and the early years of his second term, including the COVID-19 pandemic, the EndSARS protests, major infrastructure projects, and social interventions. Speaking at the unveiling, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the publication tells not just a story, but a story of Lagos and its people, highlighting how the state in governance, acknowledging the contributions of President Bola Tinubu and former governors Babatunde Fashola and Akinwumi Ambode.
And long after this tenure ends, Lagos will keep writing. My prayer is that those who come after us will inherit not merely infrastructure, but monuments, not merely plans, but the audacity to look every giant in the eye and say, it is so big, I cannot miss it.
Deputy Governor Bafemi Hamzat described the book as a celebration of leadership, resilience, and the importance of preserving history through documentation.
We have seen remarkable strides in infrastructure, transportation, education, healthcare, technology, and economic growth. This book, in many ways, documents that journey, preserving it for posterity and offering lessons for the future.
Author Ademola Olaniro said the publication faithfully records events as they unfold, preserving the administration's legacy for future generations.
What I witnessed for 7 years as a fly on the wall was a man whose hands power felt safe, who holds it just lightly enough not to choke it, and firmly enough not to let it slip.
The unveiling attracted political leaders, traditional rulers, captains of industry, lawmakers, and other dignitaries from across the country.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. And in recognition of his contributions to governance and public service, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu received a prestigious Leadership and Service Award from Babcock University. Here's the story. Describing the honor as a call to greater service, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said leadership must be anchored on integrity, accountability, and a commitment to positively impact lives.
It's really for us to inspire them, for us to encourage them, for us to admonish them, and for them to believe in this country, for them to know that the world out there is waiting on them, and they can become whatever it is they want to. The university has given them the right foundation. It's really left for them now to take up the opportunity.
Sir, the Olodo uprising, you mentioned something about it, sir.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just for them to be able to flip it and understand what it means. And I shared my own experience with them. You know, almost 40 years ago when we left university, we didn't have anything. It was a completely different world. Some of you speaking here, you probably were not even around then. But, you know, all that has changed. So in their own world, they need to embrace it. They need to understand it. They don't need to give excuses or reasons. They just need to be able to sit with it and take the opportunity and run with it.
How do you feel about leadership and service award given to you, sir?
Well, I mean, it's another call for us to continue to serve. It's very humbling. It's for us to continue to ensure that we lead, you know, with the fear of God, understanding that people are watching us, and we're supposed to also continue to live with good examples so that the young ones coming behind us can have something to also say about us.
He urged the graduates to embrace innovation, maximize opportunities created by technology and globalization, and remain confident in Nigeria's potential despite prevailing challenges. The governor also commended the university for consistently producing graduates equipped with the knowledge, skills, and values needed to excel and contribute meaningfully to society.
What it means is that you all have your world covered for you. There will be disruptions, there will be disaster. You need to be able to take each one of them equally and move on with it. You need to raise up your head each time you fall. You need to get up and say to yourself, it's not how many times I fall, but how many times I get up each time I fall. It's not how many times you do a tech startup or you start a business and it fails. You need to tell yourself that each time it fails is a lesson and a learning of that failure that I need to take forward. Don't give up the first time. Don't give up the second time or the third time, because quitters never win. You have to say to yourself, I'm a winner, I'm not a quitter. The fact that I have a challenge today doesn't mean that I don't have successes tomorrow. And at that time, I was just celebrating my first anniversary as governor in May 2020. Nigeria was still within the first phase of COVID-19 lockdown. The pandemic peaked at my second anniversary. Those were very stressful times for us. But as leaders, we could not allow the stress to undermine the quality of leadership and the service we owe the people of Lagos.
Speaking on behalf of the graduating class, Simisola Abure thanked God for a successful academic journey and encouraged her colleagues to uphold the university's values and remain committed to giving back to the society.
I would like to tell us today, the world we are going into might not smile at some of us. It might not be smooth for some of us. Life will show us different patterns. This life will show us things that are not in our textbooks, things that are not in the dictionary. It's not going to be like the movies.
We continue to build character and help our students be better citizens of Nigeria. We continue to show that we are grounded in the Bible and focused on mission.
As the ceremony came to a close, Governor Sanwo-Olu reaffirmed his belief that with resilience, innovation, and the right mindset, young Nigerians can compete globally while contributing to the country's growth.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. And that's our package on Smart Lagos tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Joy Ken Abakuya. Remember, a smarter Lagos begins with you. Stay safe.